Yo, this your boy James E, and the E today stands for eager. I am very eager and excited to react to this new Star Wars, A New Legacy Master and Apprentice feature that just dropped today. As a fan of the behind the scenes and making of sections on the old DVDs, I love when Lucasfilm and even the MCU does this type of thing on their Disney Plus server. So I'm excited to react to this. If you guys are excited, be sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel for more reactions like this.
Always two there are. No more.
No less.
No less. A master and an apprentice.
Okay.
Star Wars always has these great master-apprentice relationships.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
You see that handing down of mastery, the teaching, the developing, the growing.
Do or do not.
There is no try.
There is no try.
It's very much the idea of apprenticeship. The need for those two groups to come together in order to pass down knowledge and to help save the world.
One of the only good parts in Kenobi.
In the case of Star Wars.
When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, Darth.
Those life lessons are what make these characters some of the most iconic characters worldwide.
More, no less.
The war is just beginning, and I will not be the last Jedi.
All of that wisdom gets passed down, over those generations. We have Qui-Gon Jinn, who's the master of Obi-Wan, who's the master of Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And by being trained by Anakin, Ahsoka was part of that legacy as well.
Legacy, okay. She was trained by the best. Master and Apprentice. Okay. I like it so far. Special look at Ahsoka. Cool. They started off Vega. Origin. Ahsoka? Y'all need to watch Clone
Dave
Wars.
Filoni created and worked with George Lucas on in the Clone Wars.
Yes.
Originally, we didn't really know, exactly what the Clone Wars was going to be, and we made up our own little band of characters. There was a character that was a Jedi, and there was a
wasn't going to
Padawan.
be
We thought
Anakin?
we'll put them on adventures, but George had other ideas. He says, well, in this character, and he points to the Padawan we had, and he says, let's give Anakin Skywalker a Padawan. And I was like, Anakin doesn't have Padawan. And he just looked at me and said, Anakin has a Padawan. And that was basically it. That's how Ahsoka came about.
The mural from Rebels in the back.
We cast Ashley Eckstein to be the voice of the character.
Shout out.
And she's fantastic in the
so
Clone
good.
Wars and Rebels.
Ahsoka is one of the most well-developed characters in Star Wars, period.
She's the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. She's the only one that he is trained to be a Jedi.
This young teenage girl who was trained to be a keeper of the peace had to become a warrior, worthy of standing next to the greatest Jedi of all time.
She was trained by the best. Dave's journey. Shout out Dave Filoni.
Ahsoka's story and her growth has mirrored my own. As you can see, my style of storytelling matured. The stories got more complex. It had grown to the point where I wanted to take what I was doing in animation and really see if I could get it to this type of storytelling that I'd grown up with in Star Wars.
In real life.
Mandalorian season 1 was a perfect place for me to experiment with my own creativity and style, but have a great backstop and support from collaborating with all these other extraordinary people.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Reunite it with its own
She was the best one, director.
So when season 2 came around, I was like, for my episode, I was like, well, I'm gonna do Ahsoka. I'm like, I just need to try this. Let's do it.
Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan sent me.
I hope it's about him.
For a character that has such depth and complexity, to bring that character to live action made a tremendous amount of sense.
Yeah.
Tell me what I want to know. Where is your master?
George visited the set when we were filming the lightsaber fight in the Japanese garden, season 2. And I think it was really encouraging of Dave stepping up to this role. And so George would turn to Kathy and myself and be proud of Dave.
Let's go.
He was Dave's teacher.
George.
And Dave was his apprentice.
Master and Apprentice. Oh, that's a nice tie-in. George, man, we miss you.
There are moments when I just stare at her and I'm just like, wow, she just looks like this thing I've drawn. You know, but Rosario's done all the research. Like, she knows the character, but now she has to become it in a way that's never happened before.
Yeah, it actually, the thing that feels most awkward right now is talking with you. You know, the posing and you know, sort of the stances we're doing, that's not unusual, but speaking as Rosario while in Ahsoka is a little startling. I really love the transformation and really deep diving into who she is.
Rosario Dawson is just such an incredibly powerful actress, and
she's a great actress.
She loves this character. I think everything about who Ahsoka is has just brought to life in a way that almost nobody else could.
She not only gets a character, but she gets like the Star Wars of it all, which is an important ingredient. You have to be in it. This is a hard thing. You're gonna have to be painted orange every day. You're gonna have to put a prosthetic on your head every day. You're gonna be training like a Jedi to learn how to lightsaber fight almost every day.
I'm playing someone who is an absolute expert. And so I really wanted to be able to physicalize that as much as possible.
She's seasoned.
Jedi's primary weapon is a lightsaber. There need to be a lot of lightsaber fights. And they have to be good, because our fans know the difference.
When I started getting my stances and some of the postures and, you know, started really getting my left hand up to par with my right, that I started to really feel like I was sinking into who Ahsoka was, because her physicality is such a huge part of who she is. No matter how tired I was like, sign me up for some more. Sign me up for some more.
Especially with dual wielding. A new story. Okay, we're getting into the show.
When you step into Star Wars and work with George, you are part of a legacy. You're part of a history, and we had to uphold that history and yet do this completely new and different thing.
Ahsoka is another story where you can step in at any point and not feel that you necessarily have to have seen everything.
Oh, that's good.
From the beginning of this series, Ahsoka is out there on the fringe of the galaxy.
That's such a sweet
When she hears whispers of this warlord's return, she decides to enlist her friends' help.
This is about preventing another war.
You know who could help?
Sabine Wren.
I'm not sure she'll want to help.
I'm telling the story about this mentor-student relationship that passes from Anakin to Ahsoka to Sabine.
Ahsoka to Sabine, yeah.
There is nothing easy about
She's not a Jedi, though.
It's quite extraordinary to bring this to life.
She was trained by Kanan, too, Sabine was. Kanan was also a Jedi.
When the stakes are this high,
same.
we have to do what's right.
That's it? 2-episode premiere. Yo, like in a week. My gosh. Oh my gosh. That was so good. I didn't even realize the whole Master and Apprentice thing correlated with Dave and George. And George passing it on to Dave and Dave carrying it on to whoever's next. So to see that correlation, especially with Ahsoka, who Dave and George created, so cool. I cannot express enough how amazing Ahsoka is as a character. Not as a female, not as a male, just as a character. And a Jedi, no less. And it stems from the Clone Wars. A cartoon made me fall in love with this character. And in my opinion, one of the top 5 best characters in all of Star Wars. Ahsoka Tano is amazing, and so I'm so happy that she's getting the treatment of having her own show in a live action form and introducing it to a set of fans who might not have been excited or even watched cartoons, let alone the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. So I'm so excited about this, and it seems that there's something for everybody, the new fans and even those who did watch the Clone Wars, little Easter eggs and stuff. I think this show is going to be amazing. I hope they do it right, and I hope they just listen to Dave. Let Dave cook. Let Dave Filoni cook. Don't get in the way. Kathleen Kennedy, get out of the way. Just let him cook, man. I cannot wait. Rosario Dawson is a fan not only of Star Wars, but of this character, and she seems to be doing the character justice. I cannot wait to see her iteration. We got a little bit of it in Mandalorian and in Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett, so I'm so excited. I can eat this stuff up. I can watch an hour of just stuff like this. It was so good to see George Lucas, and for him to be there on set like that. I hope we get stories of him being on set during the filming of Ahsoka eventually later on. But shout out to George Lucas, man. Like, we miss you, George. But yo, what E-word would you guys use to describe this featurette that we just watched? How excited are you guys? How hyped are you? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk more Ahsoka reactions. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out the video to your right with my reaction to the new Force trailer. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.